Hey everybody, my name is Robert. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do an update on the Mako Prize. For those of you who are new to my channel, my last year of teaching down in Florida a year ago, we started a school-wide literary prize, mostly as a way, just because I love these kind of competitions, but mostly as a way to get students reading more contemporary books and having good book conversations, and also bringing in faculty and administrators as judges. So the whole school community was involved. And we decided to do it even though I've left that school and am now back in North Carolina. My colleague who started it with me is keeping it going. I'm just doing the background stuff as far as the website and matchups and things like that. We just finished the round of 16, or the octofinals, if you want to be terribly official about it. And we're heading into the quarterfinals. So we're down to 8 books now. And I just wanted to quickly recap how the round of 16 went and let you know what's still matched up against what in the quarterfinals. So in the first match in the round of 16, we had R.O. Kwan's The Incendiaries against Tyree Jones's An American Marriage. And it was a split decision, 2-1. Most of them usually are. And An American Marriage advances into the quarterfinals. And it's going to be up against the winner of the next match. And that was between Celeste Ng's Little Fires Everywhere and Alice Hoffman's The Rules of Magic. And in another 2-1 decision, Little Fires Everywhere advances. So in the first quarterfinal matchup round, you're going to have An American Marriage against Little Fires Everywhere. In the third match in the round of 16, you had one of the really interesting matchups that several people commented on as being the one they wanted to watch, and that was between JESMYN Ward's Sing Unburied Sing and Tommy Orange's There or There. And this actually was a 3-0 decision. All 3 judges voted for Sing Unburied Sing. So JESMYN Ward's book advances, knocking out the only remaining book by a male author. So it's all women authors from here on out. We had a male author win last year. IMMORTALISTS won for A Gentleman in Moscow. So it's going to be a woman author is going to be the winner this year. And in the other round of 16 matchup, we had Madeline Miller's Circe and Louise Erdrich's Future Home of the Living God. And that was also a 3-0 decision in the favor of Circe. So in the quarterfinals, you're going to have another big name matchup between Sing Unburied Sing and Circe. You get down to the bottom half of the bracket, and if you want to see this bracket online, I'll put a link to the Mako Prize website. We leave the bracket online for people to see. In the next round of 16 match, we have KRISTIN Hanna's The Great Alone against Lisa Halliday's Asymmetry. And The Great Alone won with a 3-0 decision. I just watched a video earlier today where Adam of Memento Mori basically just dumped all over The Great Alone. He didn't really say what he didn't like about it. He just dismissed it as mommy lit. I don't agree. And this is one time, and I'm not a huge proponent of the wisdom of the crowds, but if you go on Goodreads and look at The Great Alone, it's got over 123,000 ratings, and its average rating is 4.34, which for an adult novel with that many ratings is pretty incredibly high. So the world disagrees with Adam. And then in the other octofinal matchup in that part of the bracket, we had Fiona, is it Fiona Davis? I forget. I think it's Fiona Davis's The Address and Naomi Alderman's The Power. And on a 2-1 decision, The Address advances. So in the quarterfinals, it's going to be The Great Alone against The Address. And of the 8 remaining books in the quarterfinals, The Address is the only one that I haven't read yet, but it's on my list to read. So maybe I'll end up judging that round. I'm not sure. I haven't been assigned yet. And then the last 2 matches in the octofinals, or the round of 16, was Chloe Benjamin's The Immortalists against Ann Tyler's Clock Dance. Both books I enjoyed a great deal, and it was a 2-1 decision for The Immortalists. And then in the final round of 16 matchup, You have Meg Wolitzer's The Female Persuasion against Jennifer Egan's Manhattan Beach. And the winner on a 2-1 decision was Manhattan Beach. That one I found a little surprising. I haven't read The Female Persuasion, but I know of its reputation. And so I was a little surprised by that one. I don't think it's a huge upset. I was expecting the other title to win. And I was a little surprised that the Sing Unburied Sing There matchup was a 3-0 decision. So in that last quarterfinal matchup, you've got the Immortalists against Manhattan Beach. So we're down to the final 8. They'll have about 3 weeks. The judges will have about 3 weeks to read their 2 books in this round, and then we'll be back with an announcement for which 4 books move on to the semifinals. For those of you who have followed my channel for a little while, you'll know that I'm also trying to establish a BookTube literary prize starting in January of 2019, and I've been calling for people interested in judging. So if you're interested in a prize like that, it will have a little bit of a different format from the Mako prize. I have set up an early website for that explaining the way the prize will work and the format and all that. If you're interested in being a judge for that, please fill out the form on that website. It just sends an email to my address and lets me know. The more judges, the merrier. We're on the cusp right now of having just enough judges for round 1, but I'd always like to have extras in case somebody has to back out at the last minute. The timeline for this will be in January. I will send all the judges a long list of titles and ask for their input if there are any titles that I've overlooked that should be considered. And then after I get that feedback, I'll send out the revised list to all the judges and allow them to choose up to 10 that they think absolutely should be considered for our starting field. And then I'll take those rankings and I'll come up with the list of 48 books that we'll begin with. And then we'll actually start round 1, February 1st. The way it works is each judge panel will be assigned to a group of 6 books. You read those 6 books over the course of 2 months, and you rank them 1 through 6. It's that simple. And then I compile all the rankings, and from each group of 6 books, the top 3 in that group will advance to the next round. So that format takes us 4 rounds to go from 48 books to a winner. And each round will take 2 months. So the prize will take most of the year because we're going at a pretty leisurely pace, but hey, that's fine. It'll be fun to watch how this plays out with multiple judges reading each group selections. Okay, that's all for me for today. I'll be back on Friday with a Friday Reads video, and until then, I'll see you later. Bye.